6/7 BTU system. You ain't testing, you're guessing. Good morning. It's me, Mikey Pipes, and Godzilla. It's cold. It's cold. Thursday morning, April 22nd. Yep. 7:45 in the morning. Got the Navian hat on. Godzilla's got his head covered as well. Gotta keep that noggin warm. I got a text from your sugar daddy this morning.
Yeah, this morning.
Woke up and there's snow outside.
Yeah?
I'm like, God damn, wasn't it just 70 degrees last week? He goes, yep, sure was. I'm like, wow. Anyway, we're heading to Long Beach this morning. I don't know how effective we're going to be at doing some AC maintenance calls, but we'll see what we can do. So stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, Saint Mike commands thee to subscribe now. Do it! Or I'll send Godzilla to you, and he'll force you to subscribe. You must subscribe and do it now. Now, why is there a clusterfuck here? Look at this. Come on, let's go, people. Fuck that. I'm out. Audi 5000. That's right. Coming through. I'm coming through. Peace out. Coming through. So I ordered the iPhone 11 for just video purposes.
For you guys.
For you guys. So I can feed the people. Like yesterday, shit, all of you went to bed full.
Yeah, buffet.
Full, well fed.
Sir.
No government cheese here.
None of that.
And as you know, Mikey Pipes responds to most comments. Almost all of them. I try to get like 95% in there. Because when I go on the app, it tells me comments you haven't, replied to yet, and I try to clear that out. A lot of people commented yesterday on Refrigeration Technologies Viper coil cleaner.
Oh yeah, I've seen
the
that.
one.
With
Don't do it there. Don't cut me off, buddy. In the yellow pack.
Yeah.
So I go online this morning, and of course, it's not available.
Wow.
Johnstone doesn't sell the actual pack that does 9 gallons. Supplyhouse.com is back ordered until mid-May.
Damn.
So I subscribed to Refrigeration Technologies YouTube channel, and I commented. I said, hey, it's me, Mikey Pipes. I was like, can you tell me why Johnstone doesn't have this product listed on their website? And tell me why Supply House has it back ordered to mid-May. And if you could also send me a free sample, because I'm dying to try it out. Because it looks pretty cool. You don't have to have that gallon jug.
Really?
No, yeah, it comes in a little plastic pouch.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Wait.
And it's safe for those horrible micro-channel coils, which are prone to leaks anyway. Even if I use the new Bright, it's going to leak anyway.
I saw somebody was like, if you look at it the wrong way, the shit's just
Exactly. Because it's a POS York.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good stuff. So the iPhone, to answer the question, I ordered an iPhone 11. A courier dropped it off at my house yesterday.
Yes.
In a little Apple bag. One of those security seals on top.
That's cute.
And I left it at home. Sorry. I didn't even take it out of the box yet. Because yesterday I was waiting for the 7 p.m. premiere. We had about 192 people watched. And we got a lot of stickers. It gave me like $300 yesterday.
I seen that.
Yeah, it's nice.
Peter Smart needs to be changing your phone to your sugar daddy.
That's true. No, I just
25,
because he
10, 25. I was like, oh my god.
Well, that's because he kept sending you tools.
Yeah.
So
and I'm grateful. And I'm
we love Peter Smart.
Yes.
We love Peter Smart. Peter Smart loves us. You love Mikey Pipes. Mikey Pipes loves you. You love Godzilla. Godzilla will show you love, and he'll love you as well.
Godzilla has a surprise for you out tomorrow.
Oh,
Mike doesn't even know.
Is it a YouTube channel? Oh, did I figure it out?
No.
No, it's not a YouTube channel?
It's better than that.
All right, you're going to reveal
Yep.
Friday. That's going to be great. All right, let me stop ranting and raving, even though I love to talk all the time, but it is what it is. That's me. That's my personality. See you soon. All right, at our first call. Take a look at the outdoor unit. It's a Goodman, and you can tell we're in Long Beach because there's a surfboard here. Looks like maybe a shark took a bite out of it. Let's get this bad boy out of the way. Okay. Let's move the propane tank out of the way. Hi, Frank Hill. What do we got here? What do we got? We got a Goodman. We got a 410A, 3-ton. I think Godzilla could have done a better job of brazing than this guy did. Look at that.
So funny.
Coil's dirty. See? Mikey Pice makes you laugh.
Godzilla laughs at you.
Alright. Okay, Godzilla. Take the access panel off. Let's check the basic electrical stuff, and then we'll follow up with the coil cleaner. Alright. So Godzilla discharged the dual capacitor. Now he's removing the leads to the terminals off top, and then we'll test the capacitor. All right, so Godzilla took out this dual capacitor, which is rated 45.5. So 45 on the Herm side, which is the hermetically sealed compressor, and 5 for the fan. So now he's going to use the Fluke 116 multimeter to test the capacitor. So we have 28 between C and Herm, and we have 4.5 between C and fan. So this capacitor is definitely out of range, all right, because it's a 45.5, and it's reading 28, almost 5. So we're going to recommend, we're going to recommend to the client that we need to replace the dual capacitor. All right, so we got the new capacitor from the truck, which is rated 45.5. And I want to briefly explain to you why it's important to do preventative annual maintenance on your central air conditioning system. In this particular case, when you have a capacitor that gives the compressor and the fan motor, that oomph, that drive to run, right? You have a capacitor that's out of range. What eventually will happen is either the fan and or the compressor will cease to work because it doesn't have that extra oomph to get it going, if you know what I mean, in layman's terms, right? So in this particular case, the capacitor was rated 45.5, yet was only reading 28, almost 5. Good enough on the fan side, which is using the 5 microfarads, right? But the compressor needs that 45 because it's engineered and designed that way. And when you take away what it needs, right, it's still going to try to start. And it's going to try to start with 240 volts, missing those 45 microfarads that it needs, right? And it won't start, won't run. And the compressor, still getting that power, is going to slowly heat up because that electric is feeding it, right? And if it's a particular compressor that has a internal thermal overload, it'll mechanically turn itself off, even though it's still getting power. And then you'll have to take a garden hose to cool it off, over 10-15 minutes to, close that link, that fusible link inside, that internal shutoff, that safety. But on some compressors, you don't have that, and you could realistically kill, your compressor. And the same holds true for your fan. The fan is trying to start. Sometimes, us tech guys, without even doing anything, the compressor's humming, and running, and the fan is not running, so we give it a little push like a stick or a long screwdriver, and then all of a sudden it gets going, we know the capacitor is either was bad and was replaced and the fan just died, or the capacitor is bad and it's not giving that fan the oomph to start. So that's why it's great to do preventative maintenance annually on your AC equipment. Protect your investment. And now we're testing the resistance across the coil of the contactor. Let's do that again, because it said open line. Yeah, that's crazy. Something's not right with that. So we're gonna swap out the contactor. And just show, for comparison, test the coil of the brand new contactor. See? I like to see between a range of 6 to 20, 8 to 16. But as you see, a brand new contactor, we're reading 11 on resistance ohms. So we're also going to replace the contactor. And again, a bad contactor will prevent operation of the condenser and or condensing fan motor. In some cases, I've seen contactors basically burnt to a crisp, and those two poles, right, or the pole just get welded on, and it continuously runs, So again, another perfect example of why you need to do annual maintenance on your air conditioning equipment. Protect your investment. Okay, now one other observation. We're in Long Beach, Long Island. I am approximately, I want to say 1,000 feet from salt water, the ocean, right? Because the ocean is right there, about 1,000 feet away. And unfortunately, one of the disadvantages of living in a beach community is what the salt in the air does to your condensing unit coil. Let's take a look real quick at this coil. You can see how it's white, right? And you guys are gonna hate on me for this, but I'm just taking a screwdriver, and you see how it's just flaking apart like that? The salt in the air is, I don't know, I want to say corrosive, but is damaging, and even further stresses the importance for annual maintenance on your equipment. Now, the best way the average homeowner could take care of this himself, I'm not saying, dig inside the electrical compartment and test the dual capacitor and test the contactor, right? The best way to take care of this yourself is hose off the condensing coil. Now, I'm not saying just take the garden hose and go like this and spray it, right? First and foremost, you want to make sure the power is turned off to the system, right? The safest way for you to do that is go to the circuit breaker panel, right, and find the breaker. A little windy. Find the breaker that's for the condenser and turn it off. You should also have a disconnect panel over here. You can take it upon the liberty of doing it yourself, pulling the plug, and therefore confirming there's no power here. Take things a step further. Turn on your air conditioning system, come outside, make sure this is running, right, and have someone turn the thermostat off the wall, and wait for this to turn off. Or going to the breaker, and while you're standing here, right, have someone disconnect the power at the circuit breaker, therefore you're confirming that it's power's off. Then they make attachments that go into the end of your garden hose. It's like a long wand, and you can shove it inside these slats right here and just go up and down gently with water. And you want to force the water through the coil from inside out. You want to go from inside out because when this system is running, it's drawing air from outside in and then out, right? So all that salt and all that stuff that's in the air, right, is being sucked into the coil. So you want to wash it from inside out. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, just gently take the open end of the hose, no nozzle or no nothing, just rinse it off you know, from top to bottom, very carefully. No pressure, just open hose faucet just to rinse off whatever you can. Alternatively, call a professional HVAC company and let them do it for you. I'm gonna quickly go over. This is a contactor, all right? This is what we removed from this condenser. And you can tell by the condition of it, really hasn't been maintained properly. It's dirty, filthy. And being about 9 years old, it's kind of expected to look like this without any proper maintenance or cleaning, all right? The way this works, let me set that down right here. There's not too much glare. The way this works is you have two poles here, and we're going to call this L1 and L2. It's actually written right there, L1 and L2, followed by T1 and T2. This is line voltage incoming, 110 volts. This is also line voltage coming in, 110 volts, combined giving you 240 volts of power. And this is what we call a single pole contactor, because there's only one pole there, which is on a spring, and the other side is a stunt, and it just connects L1 to T1. Flipping it over, bad example, dirty. That little copper little band you see there, well, that's actually very, very, very thin, super thin copper wires wrapped around. And I want to say it's kind of like a magnet, right? And that's the coil. And there's a set of terminal connections here and there. Now, when the thermostat tells the system to run, it sends on low voltage control wiring 24 volts to these two sides right here, right? And when this coil receives 24 volts, it pulls in the contactor, or that pole right there. It pulls it in, all right? And then the 110 volts that's here is now there, and the system should fire up as long as everything else is functional. In this particular case, we tested the resistance on this contactor, and she was reading about over 300 ohms of resistance. And typically, you know, it's between 6 and 18, 6 and 20. I like to be between 8 and 18, 8 and 16, somewhere around there. But she's bad, and that's why we swapped her out. All right, we have this return grill, and also this return grill, and there's no filter in there. I think something on the other side. Oh. Wow. Okay. No filter here. Hopefully there's a media filter on the air handler in the attic. There's the return flex. I'm gonna wager there's not a filter in there. What do you guys want to bet? Well, we'll disregard the that. There's our flex, 16-inch flex, and they just happen to take, I guess, a stick-on collar there, and some duct tape and some pieces of sheet metal, and made a flat plate to screw it onto here. See, it says filter cover. So we're gonna take out that screw, the one up there, and see if there's a filter in there. All right, I removed the access panel on this air handler. There she is. There's a serial number for the homeowner to validate, so we can validate this system here. There's your evaporator coil. Here's filter access panel with no filter. I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna get some video of the coil so you guys can see what the condition of it is. You guys are seeing before I am. There's the bottom of the coil. There's the top. Let me take it out and see what it looks like. surprisingly, pretty clean. So we are going to take a measurement. We'll get the grinder. We're going to cut that screw right there. That screw, that screw, that screw, and take a measurement, and that way we can get some filters in here. And again, better than nothing. But we need to get a filter in there, and as you see where this thing terminates, that's not happening. All right, I'm gonna quickly show you guys how to size up measurement. I'm gonna get a tape measure, sticking it to the back, and she's reading 20 inches. It's gonna end right there. It's not gonna go all the way back. And measure the height from there, right up there to there, and she's also reading, 20 inches. Again, one-handed Mike is doing his best. So I'm gonna grind off this sheet metal screw here. That way, the homeowner can slide in and out the filter, 20 by 20 by 1. All right, before I grind off those screws, I would normally turn off the power, but it's all the way over there, right? And I'm amongst a clusterfuck of stuff, the way most statics are, kind of like basements. So I sent Steven to the thermostat, turning cool to off, make sure fan is on auto, wait for the fan to turn off, because I don't want sparks to fly when inside there, and it's just not good, not professional. Wait for the fan to turn off, and then we'll grind off the screws. All right, filter cover. She's gonna pop out. Of course she's not gonna pop out now. We have to bend that a little bit. And we're gonna slide the filter, 20 by 20 by 1 filter in there, into the right side of this track. The right side. See, there's a little track right there. You're gonna go to the right side of that, and she's gonna slide right in there, and then you'll close this back up like that. And if you feel like putting the screws back in, knock yourself out, Mr. Homeowner. All right, in summary, it's almost 9:45. Spent about an hour and, almost an hour and 45 minutes here.
You want these, or you want to wait till the HVAC ones come out?
We don't have any of the yellow ones?
No, we do.
Yeah, let's put that on there.
Both,
yeah. Typically my tune-ups, usually 45 minutes. A little bit longer since I'm training Steven. But we ran into one problem after another. Again, stressing the importance of having a professional check out your system. Dual capacitor out of range. Contactor coil out of range. No filter on the air handler. I made modifications to the air handler to slide in a 20 by 20 by 1 filter. Then we go to the thermostat, turn that on, non-responsive. Speak to the tenant. My response is, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Never accurate. Install a new thermostat. And then we make sure that the heat, because it's a heating and cooling thermostat, is a hot water boiler, an NTI hanging on the wall in the basement. I go to turn on the heat, nothing happens. I send Steven down there to see what's going on. Switch is off, turn the switch on, fires up, but there are 2 zone valves, only one thermostat's controlling it, and it's the one for the first floor. It is what it is. It's a landlord-tenant, type of thing. You guys know what I'm talking about. And that's it. But if we weren't here, this system would not have worked at all. And they wouldn't know they needed a filter. So there you go. The importance of annual HVAC service. And if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, like, hit that notification bell, and let me get your thoughts and feedback down in the comment section down below. If you're new to this channel, did you learn something here? Was this informative? I would love to hear all your thoughts and feedback, constructive criticism. And as you guys know, I typically respond to almost all comments. Thank you for watching. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.